Welcome to another episode of Fort Riley, the podcast. My name is Caitlin Nauer with Garrison Public Affairs. November is Military Family Month. This episode, we sit down for a candid conversation, what it's like to be a military family, especially during rotations and deployments. Sitting down with me are the Keiths.
My name is Valerie Keith.
And I'm Shane Keith. I'm in 234 Armored.
So you're currently on rotation.
That is correct.
So you guys are not only a military family of how many years now?
9 years and 8 months.
What does it mean to you to be a military family?
At moments, it's spontaneous and unexpected and exciting. As being a mom of 4 and being married to a service member, I'm one very proud wife. To make life a little bit easier for him when he's away and at home. That way he can focus on his duties to protect his family, but also his country.
So what's the best part of being a military family?
Experiencing the world. Like, it's spontaneous adventure. Every few years you move. It's like a fresh start. I get to deep clean my house and find those dust bunnies I never thought I had. I know I'm odd, but like the rotation and stuff that he's on, I find that I like it because you get that missing feeling back. You get what my husband calls flutterbys.
Wait, what are flutterbys?
It's backward for butterflies.
Oh.
No, that was what they first called them, and then later on they changed the name to butterflies that are flutterby because they flutter by you.
They're like teenagers again. You talk until like 3 a.m. in the morning, but that's against all the time differences you have.
Where else can you go overseas and, do stuff with other countries? Your family gets to go with you to different duty stations, and you really don't even have to leave your duty station or your post with everyone that you work with. You can pretty much travel the world. Different cuisines, different cultures. Like, we've had friends that were from India that, got naturalized, and they serve in the U.S., military. And we had naan with them. People from Hawaii that actually get stationed there. They can experience a traditional luau, and it's the Army travel agency every 3 years as well.
That's a good way to put it, yeah. Army travel agency.
I asked my daughter this question, my oldest, Madison, and just to see what she said, because she's been around since pretty much she was born. She goes, you can get to travel to different places, meet new friends, and try new foods.
What's your favorite benefit that you guys get as a military family?
One, we like to go see national parks. So, if you've ever been to a national park, it's free for the military.
Yeah, you get a pass for all the national parks across the...
So that's really nice. In Washington State, we have the opportunity to have our second child, our first child together. And they covered everything at JBLM. They had the facilities and stuff like that. So that was really awesome.
My favorite one was the eye correction surgeries. I got PRK when I first got in while the unit was already deployed. I was too late to go catch up with them, so they're like, well, they're on deployment, do something, helpful. So I went from being blind as a bat to 20/20.
Did you have any advice for other military families?
Especially with, young soldiers and kids that are just getting into it. You have to communicate with your spouse. Don't leave them in the dark on stuff. Tell them about your day, and, if you use an acronym, explain what you're talking about. It's the little things.
Communication is key with military life. Because there's a lot to know in the military, and there's new things that are always coming out, or the shorthand that happens. Along with deployment and rotation, I like to use the time to reconnect with him. Communication and having faith. I get a lot of projects done while he's out. I kind of think of it as like a long tomorrow, a very long tomorrow with a ton of naps in between. Is how I do it. I don't do the whole countdown or military calendars in the house that some people do. I also explain to my children what goes on. The oldest one understands it. The youngest, she understands enough. But I just tell her, Daddy's just at work. He'll come home very soon. We talk when we can. I asked my oldest what she thought about deployment and rotation. And she goes, she likes to take over his side of the bed when he's gone. She gets to use his tools without getting yelled at putting them back in the right spot. She goes, it's hard though at times. The routine changes a little bit when he leaves, and then we get in a routine and then coming back. And then hard to talk to you. She has school she wakes up at 5:30 every morning. The only times she can talk to him is on the weekends.
Yeah.
So we work our way through every step.
Is there anything from this rotation that's surprised you, either about yourself or about your family?
Technology sure has changed. You can talk like every second of every day. Communication is so easy with the technology they have now. Technology nowadays just blows my mind on how well you can still communicate.
Right.
So my daughter joined for the second year in a row, the bow slinger competition on post. I do archery, but I'm not that great. And so I seriously video chatted him to coach her all the way from Poland at her competition.
Thank you very much, Keith family, for joining me today.
You're welcome.
We appreciate you being here.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
The Keiths are just one example of the awesome military families here at Fort Riley and across the military. If you're a military family and maybe you're going through some stuff, there are so many resources for you. Specifically, Army Community Service, which you can reach at 785-239-9435, and Military One Source, which is available 24/7 online. Thanks for listening to another episode of Fort Riley the Podcast.